On today's flight, we encounter a danger in the sky I never prepared for.
Oh, balloon.
Oh.
Wow, dangerous.
These videos are edited to keep the story moving, and that can remove critical context. The instruction given was specifically tailored for my own progress as a student pilot should not be taken as a substitute for your own instruction. This video is for educational purposes only. Let's back up a little bit.
Fuel quantity. Check.
Fuel quantity.
Because this is our second flight together, Dino wanted to see how I was taught to do a pre-flight with my previous instructor.
So today we'll do some slow flight.
Okay.
We'll try to do some stalls.
With the pre-flight out of the way, Dino briefs me on the goals for this flight and quizzes me on aerodynamics that I learned from online ground school and reading the PHAC.
Primarily in slow flight, there's something called the region of reverse command. So to put it simply, airspeed, you use your pitch to change your airspeed, and you use your power to change your altitude.
Yeah.
That's the region of reverse command.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard that called being on the back side of the power curve.
Yeah.
So like in sim, that's kind of how I land.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we're kind of preparing you for by practicing slow flight is to land eventually, right?
Yeah.
If you can master slow flight, then you can master landing.
I've simmed these maneuvers in the run-up to flight school. Time to see if they translate. Let's get in and fly.
Check.
Check. Cool. Good check.
Flyman Tower Information Hotel 2250 Zulu, winds 130 at 7.
After startup, we grab ATIS and brief the flight.
Wait, today we're going to go to the
Winds
Simi
100
Valley
at
practice
8.
area, just because I heard him saying to ATIS that the ceiling is at 3,100 broken, right? It looks like it's okay, but if that's truly the case, then I wouldn't want to fly over these mountains here, because the highest peak there is about 4,000 or so, right? So I don't want to have to be dodging clouds just to go over a mountain.
Personally, I want solid checklist skills. So while I'm sure Dino knows how to use his seatbelts, and I'm sure he doesn't need to know how much sleep I got last night, I brief them every time. The checklist my school provides has standard briefings, and I've added PAVE, Safety, and I'm Safe to my checklist app.
Flight instruments. Set.
Instruments, we're within 75 feet of field elevation. Airspeed is 0.
If you watched my last video, you saw my first radio call. Time for the second.
Whiteman Ground, Cessna 19688. At Vista, ready to taxi with information hotel. VFR request.
Perfect.
Cessna 688 Squawk 0256, runway 12, taxi V Alpha.
Okay, so ready to go?
Let's do it.
Tiger 95 limit, taxi to parking Delta Alpha, good day.
I'm clear to...
You have the left, center, right clear.
No, not clear.
I think you would have been far enough, but you know what? You're such a nice guy.
What it is, I'm just trying not to crash on my first day.
That's good.
It's my first day, everybody. Just gonna keep saying that all the way through.
Oh, it's a check ride prep.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't even gonna... That's cool.
My first day. Sorry, DP.
Again, left, center, right clear.
After run-up, we pull up to the hold short line.
Do our best not to do a runway incursion today.
Since I'm an old pro at radio calls, I request takeoff clearance.
Whiteman Tower, Cessna 19688. Ready for departure. Right wind departure.
So you're holding short runway 12 also.
Cessna 688, hold short runway 12. Would you like to try that call again?
Now that's the polite way of saying you butchered the call.
Yeah, try the call again. Who we are, where we are, what we want.
Whiteman Tower, Cessna 19688. Holding short runway 12. Ready for right downwind departure.
That was perfect.
Cessna 688, much better. Hold short runway 12.
Okay. Maybe I have a lot to learn about radio calls.
So yeah, hold short 12.
Holding short 12, 19688.
Good.
Cessna 688, make a right downwind departure inside the freeway. Runway 12, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, one right departure.
Yeah, clear for takeoff 12, then right downwind inside the 5.
Clear for takeoff 12, right downwind departure inside the 5, 688.
Perfect.
956 base approved, runway 12, clear
All right,
land.
now lights, camera, action.
12, clear to land.
Say 12, clear to land.
Oh yeah, but final looks clear. You can go mixture full rich.
There's a lot going on with the radio, and I only partially understand. After a few flights, I recognize the pattern, but I'm not yet ready to handle radios on my own.
How's your grip on the yoke?
Too tight.
You can relax, yeah.
Cessna 504, hold short.
Very nice. Good. And for now, we'll just fly straight until he tells us otherwise.
Alright. Number 19688, SoCal approach, roger. For now, just no further south.
Roger, no further south, 688.
No further south than what would be our...
Basically, let's do a heading of, let me give you a heading. How about 300?
300?
Yeah.
I see. So, no further south was heading no further south.
Yeah.
November 869 Charlie Papa, contact for Golf Bridge 12416.
Cool. Yep, now we're flying northwest, we're solid.
Radio calls are especially cryptic early on, and I'm trying to clarify with Dino when I have the time. Things are coming at me pretty fast, and I'm not always ready for it.
Oh, balloon. Let's watch out for that.
Oh.
Wow, dangerous.
We need to get those lasers out. Shut down the airspace for 10 days.
El Paso.
All right, coming up on 4,500.
Cool.
Of all the dangers I prepared my mind for, a Mylar balloon was not on my list. Now, with that out of the way, we got down to the business of learning to fly. Now, I'm a numbers guy, but one issue I'm having is trying to use instruments instead of visual references.
Keep looking outside. Yeah, use the outside reference, and then verify with your vertical speed. Yeah.
Flight Sim makes it hard to use rudders properly. You can't feel an uncoordinated turn, and the training missions do a poor job of explaining them. So it's time for Dino to finally demystify them for me.
There's some aerodynamics going on, right? When you turn to the right, you need to do a little bit of right rudder for adverse yaw. When you turn to the left, you don't need as much left rudder.
Yeah.
But when you level the wings from a left bank, you'll need some right rudder because of adverse, because of P factor as well, actually.
I'm getting the hang of it, but I can feel some bad habits creeping in from Flight Sim.
Good, a little bit of right rudder for P factor. For the most part, more right rudder. Always more right rudder. You're never going to hear more left rudder. Always more right rudder.
Got it. 100 to go.
Sweet.
Turbulence on our first flight had prevented Dino from getting a good sense of what I had learned on my first 2 flights. So this is just getting up to speed on where I'm at now. With that out of the way, it's time to learn slow flight for the first time.
And primarily we want to do this when we're getting ready to land, right? So to get ready for slow flight, we'll do the CGUMPS checklist.
Okay.
Carb heat, floor to door, and then we're not going to necessarily descend, but we do want to put all our flaps down. We'll go this way.
So as I'm slowing down, I'm going to have to increase the pitch to maintain altitude.
This is correct, but in the region reverse command, or being behind, being in the, on the backside of the power curve,
yeah,
you want to use power to maintain altitude. Pitch for airspeed.
And where would you consider that transition to be?
It's funny you mentioned that. In my eyes, it's kind of it's like a spectrum. It's like a curve.
Okay.
So there's no hard transition, but the slower you are, the deeper you are behind the curve. You know what I mean?
The instruction seems pretty straightforward. It's time for me to try it.
There we go. And then fuel selector both.
Both. Extra rich.
Yep.
Lights are on.
Yep.
And then under 100, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep, that's about 10
Flaps
degrees.
10.
Nice.
Here's about 60.
Cool. Give us some more flaps.
Oh, full flaps.
There you go. Now look for the stall horn.
Yep. Oh, I could feel
Cool,
it too.
Cool, good. Good.
Put a little more power in so we arrest this descent that we got.
Yeah, good. And again, this is a curve. It's a power curve. So you may still experience some changes in altitude. So you have to adjust with your power. Try increasing your airspeed now to 60 miles per hour. And try to hold 60. Very nice.
So that time I'm kind of doing pitch and power at the same time.
Yeah. That's fine.
And then a little
That's
trim.
good. You're learning the relationship between the two, between pitch and power, airspeed and altitude. You feel how kind of muggy the controls are?
Yeah.
That's because there's a lot less wind going over the wings, right? So the controls are not as effective.
Yeah.
But this is essentially, it's kind of what it feels like to come in on landing.
We practice getting in and out of slow flight a few times until it becomes second nature. We do some climbs and descents, we do some turns. It's shocking to me just how shallow a turn you need to do in order to maintain standard rate during slow flight.
Now descend down to 4,000 feet. Let's see, let's turn right heading 270.
Right, 270.
Now recover out of slow flight. So to recover, go full throttle and push the carpet in at the same time. Good. Go flaps 3 seconds.
2, 3.
Good. Get above 60 knots in the green arc. Good. Now another 10 degrees.
1, 2, 3.
There you go. Now get a standard rate of climb. There you go.
And then flaps a little bit.
Yep. Cool. How you feeling with slow flight?
Yeah, I feel pretty good.
Cool. Good.
I'm gonna have to practice that the transition and the order of steps, but
Yeah. It's good. You said you have a sim at home, right?
yeah.
Cool.
Flight Sim helped me build a mental model prior to coming to flight school, but I'm finding it's invaluable in between flights. In the days that follow a lesson and precede the next, I can work this procedure so it becomes second nature to me. Every day I can reinforce the lesson so that I'm ready to build on top of it by the next one.
We're gonna start heading back now.
Okay.
You feeling okay?
Yeah, I feel great.
Sweet. You're handling the plane pretty well.
It's been just over 1 hour since engine start. Time in the air moves fast. So that's Van Nuys, right?
Yep.
That's the reservoir.
Yep.
And you said this is still 118 below us?
Yep. Whiteman Tower, Skyhawk 19688, 2,500 over the 118, full stop India.
Skyhawk 19688, Whiteman Tower, continue 118 freeway for right base, runway 12.
Continue 118 for right base, 12, 19688.
Now it's time to put it all together. The point of slow flight is to land, and the time to land this flight is quickly approaching.
Good job, man. Good job holding altitude.
It's a lot easier when you're not just bouncing around like last time.
Yeah.
Right base.
I'm going to have you practice the whole descent profile.
688, runway 12, clear to land.
12, clear to land, 19688. So at 2,000, you can level off pitch power trim. Very nice. All right. Now let's do a before landing checklist.
Okay. Carb heat is on. We've got gas selector on both. Undercarriage gear is down. Mixture is full rich. Power is 1700 RPM. Landing lights is on. Pitot heat, we're leaving that off. Loose items secured.
Yeah. So now we can start a descent. Let's go flaps 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Good. And aim for 85 knots.
I'm following this leg
Yeah.
and then right over the box store by the runners.
Right over Costco, yeah.
Clear to land.
Good. At this point, let's go flaps 20.
1, 2, 3.
Good.
Flaps 20.
Yep. And it should slow itself down to 75 without you having to do much.
Right.
Good.
688, square base.
Square base, 688.
500.
You can start your turn now.
Extend downwind. Cessna 688, Piper taking runway
400.
for departure, no factor.
Roger, 688.
This approach felt even more natural than our first flight.
Looks like we're a
little low, so you can add some power.
Feeling confident in slow flight makes it much easier to control altitudes and speeds.
All right, now on final, you can go flaps 30.
1, 2, 3.
Good.
Flaps 30.
Good. Keep aiming for the runway. Nice. And find the relationship between aiming for the runway 70 miles per hour.
We're off traffic north of the 118, Cessna 1,700.
Okay, here are my controls.
Your controls.
That was good.
We get lower than our last flight before Dino takes control for landing, which I take as a good sign.
That was really good, man.
Yeah.
I can tell you have a sim at home, for sure.
Another good sign. The point of this channel is to see what advantage having a flight sim gives you in flight school. And even though I'm early in my training, I'm feeling the benefits. Concepts are easy to put together in the plane, and I can solidify my training in between flights.
Yeah, this is cool. I feel like I learned a good amount.
Cool.
This flight may only give me 1.5 hours of Hobbs time, but the concepts I've learned here are going to be central to my training going forward and who I am as a pilot for the rest of my life. Solid foundation builds solid houses. We do a quick debrief to cover the lesson, and this is a great moment to ask any lingering questions. And driving home, there's this cool feeling of accomplishment. This is the one flight where I felt like things were starting to click, where I was really starting to learn how to fly a plane, that there's a spot in my brain that's growing, that there's neurons learning how to fly, which I think is really kind of cool. So yeah, just put it in those comments. If you had a flight, if you're a pilot, or if you're training to be a pilot, if you had a flight where something clicked and you got that feeling, throw it in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I'm going to keep flying. I'm going to keep bringing you along. We're going all the way to PPL, then we're going for instrument rating and commercial and beyond. So keep following along. I'll keep making them, and yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. See ya.